The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Morning Market Kickoff with your host, Tommy O'Brien. Now, Tommy O'Brien.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Tommy O'Brien, coming to you live from TFNN Friday morning, 8:30 a.m., and we await the jobs number coming to us. Right now, we get the S&Ps negative by 4 points. We're getting a little bit of volatility to the upside right now as we speak. We'll pull up the numbers in a moment. S&Ps negative 4 points at 3340. NASDAQ negative by 18, trading at 11,243. You get the Dow negative by 43 points, 27,242. We'll look for those non-farm payrolls, and let's pull them up. They're going to be everywhere. They're going to be hitting the market. And where are we? Not quite yet. We'll wait for the news. Maybe somebody has them in the den. Not quite loading up on my monitor just yet. But let's jump around to some of the markets that we have. Gold contract right now, backing off the highs we had. Currently trading at 2,056. Made it as high. Okay, here we go. It's a big number, folks. We added 1.763 million jobs. How about that? Estimates were anywhere from a loss of 1 million, a gain in 1 million. 1.48 million was the exact expected. We add 1.763 million jobs in the month of July. Decent number, definitely a decent number. That number hitting the tape at about 8:30, and not about, right at 8:30, and that's providing a little bit of volatility. 3340. We'll see if the market can catch a bid on these numbers. All right, let's jump around to equities. We have right into the thick of things. Uber with their earnings last night. Not quite what the market was looking for, but Uber's had quite a run up, folks. You back this up since even last Friday, $29.79. We came into earnings up 15 or 16% within the last week of trading from where we were. So a lot of that priced in. Nonetheless, Uber backing off a bit on their numbers. We also got T-Mobile trading higher on their numbers as well. Dish Network higher on their numbers as well. And this S&P, you better watch out, folks. We might catch a bid on these numbers. Almost 2 million jobs added. With the amount of probability you have to factor in there, with the potential of maybe a loss even, right? ADP private rate payrolls just came in at barely 100,000 added. And then we get a non-farm number approaching 2 million jobs added in the month of July. Market seems to be happy. S&P's climbing towards positive territory right now. You get the Dow sneaking in positive by 22 points. Check out that spike in the Dow, 27,307, up from about 27,180 prior to the non-farm number coming out. Okay, let's just jump into some of the equities with earnings already this morning. Where are we at? There we are. Let me pull this screen out. Okay, lots of headlines, of course, lots of headlines. We'll start it off with some travel companies. Booking Holdings, they lost $10.81 a share, smaller than the loss of $11.50 the market was looking for. You got Priceline, Booking.com, Kayak, along with other travel services, saw revenue beat estimates, even as the pandemic caused a 91% drop in bookings. So they beat the estimates. The estimates, far cry from what they were before COVID. BKNG is their symbol. Actually trading higher, up to 1820 from 1740. Some context on this stock. We were up about 2,100, got cut in half, and we're going to make it back to just above 1,800 on their earnings. TripAdvisor out with their numbers as well. We're going to open at $22 from $21.57. There's the slide they've had recently, right? You put things on a context. A little bit of volatility last night on their numbers. TripAdvisor, quarterly loss of 76 cents a share, wider than the 63 cents the market was looking for. Revenue beat forecast, however. The company said travel demand trends have been improving since the April low. T-Mobile beat estimates by 2 cents a share, quarterly earnings of 9 cents. The operator's revenue beat estimates as well, and they said they have overtaken AT&T as the number 2 mobile carrier in the U.S. behind Verizon, adding a great number of subscribers, then adding a greater number, I should say. And check out that pop for T-Mobile from 108 up to 117. We're trailing off a bit at about 113.29 right now. FedEx, quote unquote, the best idea for the remainder of 2020 by Stevens with an overweight rating, FDX is their symbol, catching a little bit of volatility this morning on that upgrade. Put this in some context. We're back above pre-COVID levels of about 160, 165 down to 88. Fedex looks to be positioned well. Dish Networks reported earnings 78 cents a share, 19 cents above estimates. Revenue also beat forecast. Jump into that. Dish. There's the slide from 42 to 17. We're back and going to open above 35 this morning at about 35.70 for Dish. Intercontinental Exchange buying mortgage technology platform provider Eli May for $11 billion. And let's get into Uber. Why not? Uber earnings last night after the bell. So the headline number is that they, let's see. Second quarter results, revenue beat expectations but declined 29% to $2.18 billion from $3.17 billion just the year prior. Let's see. So they lost $1.02 a share. 86 cents was expected. Revenue of $2.24 billion, $2.18 billion was what was expected. Rides, gross bookings, $3.05 billion versus $3.47. And Eats, though, the one highlight of positive nature, $6.96 billion. Quite a number, right? Look at the rides is $3 billion, and the Eats is $7 billion. I thought they were in the ride-sharing business. They might be in the food delivery business now after buying Postmates. So Uber shares, as I mentioned, quite a run-up to these earnings. We had some action going in Rocket Equities and Options and actually closed that ahead of the earnings just because of the run that we got with some of our options prior to the earnings number. We had the volatility of earnings coming out. We had the volatility of non-farm payrolls before you can get out of that option this morning. And you had a run of about 15 or 16% in the 4 days prior to that. Some context on where Uber has been. Uber, quite a little pop, as I mentioned, right? From 30 to almost 35 in the 4 days prior to their numbers coming out. Make it to 13, the highs in early June of about 38. Checking in on Disney. Disney had quite an acceleration yesterday, continuing the run they had off their earnings. Disney this morning looking to open basically flat at 130.80. You see the action yesterday. We trade higher on their earnings. Let's put it on a 15-minute for Disney. Quite the pop on their earnings. You continue that trend on Wednesday trading, and Thursday you open in the realm of about 126.50, and you finish almost $5 higher at 130.82. And we're currently trading at about 130.60 so far on Disney. Checking in on the volatility index, backing off a bit. This market, S&P is still negative by 5, NASDAQ negative by 19, Dow negative by 27. What just happened to my camera? I just went dark. What's going on? They're playing some games on me. There we go. We'll brighten that up. That should get it back in case I go back on camera. The VIX 2312 from 2350. As this market, I would have expected to see a little bit more of a pop. That is a strong number considering the spectrum of numbers that we could have seen at about 8:30 in the morning. And we come in at almost 2 million jobs added, and the market is within about 5 points of where we were this morning. What happens if we come in flat like the private number? And looming over all of this is the lack of progress of any type of fiscal stimulus going on in Congress. They don't even have talks planned today, folks. Additional benefits expired last week. No talks even going on today because they're in such a stalemate. So we'll see if the market pays attention to that or if it pays attention to 2 million jobs almost added in the month of July. Stay tuned, folks. S&P is negative by 6. NASDAQ negative by 20.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The gold report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The gold report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the gold report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the gold report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. S&P's negative by 7 right now. We got the NASDAQ negative by 32, Dow negative by 39. We got a little bit of a pop on those non-farm payroll number at 8:30, but we've backed off a bit now. We're currently trading 33.36. We came into that number at about 33.32 as the market gives up about 10 quick points in the S&P, just like that. All right, jumping around to what else we have going on. China's exports, a big number overnight. 7.2% on the year. China exports rose in July due to demand, though, for medical supplies. China's dollar-denominated exports rose 7.2% from a year ago. I'll get there. While dollar-denominated imports fell 1.4%. Economists had expected China's exports to fall by 0.2%. Quite a number over there. Right now, Asia markets, you have the Nikkei down 0.4%, Shanghai down about a full percent. Over in Europe, DAX up 0.25%, FTSE down 0.1%, CAC roll down about 0.3%. All right, what else we got going on? Getting into that jobs number a little bit more as they fill it out. So the expectation was 1.48 million, comes in at 1.763. Unemployment rate stands at 10.2%. Expectation had been for about 1.4 million. With an unemployment rate of 10.6%. Forecast range from a decline of 500,000 jobs all the way up to 3 million. I mean, there's just so much variance on a number like this with everything going on. No matter what kind of an analyst you are, you can't predict what's going on as this virus just ebbs and flows in different areas of the country. May and June saw a combined increase of more than 7.5 million, the fastest two-month rise in U.S. history. And let's see. Yeah, so though bars and restaurants have struggled to cope with the restrictions brought on, leisure and hospitality led the month with a growth of almost 600,000 jobs, with 502,000 of them coming in eating and drinking establishments. So we'll see how this story shakes out, if that's going to have an impact or not, because we've just given back all of the pop that we had basically in the S&Ps. We're now negative 10 points pre-market, NASDAQ negative 53, and we get the Dow negative by 58 points. All right, jumping over to stories out there. TikTok. So, of course, they are not happy. President Trump issuing an executive order that basically bans TikTok and WeChat, both of them being targeted. They are threatening legal action against Trump for quote unquote setting a dangerous precedent. So you can be kind of on both sides of this, and it's not on both sides, right? It's the privacy issue going on with all of the data in the hands of a Chinese company, which is basically in the hands of the Chinese state. Not probably what you want to have going on. But the other side of that is a president basically saying this company can't do business and you got to sell to an American company. And I hope that the administration has done things correctly here, because this will be challenged in court. And many times what we've seen in this administration is that they don't quite go through the proper steps that they should take. And that's where they deal with problems in the judicial system. So we'll see how that plays out. But nonetheless, jumping over to some of those tech stocks, right? Microsoft, quite the charge higher from last Friday, 199. We opened at 217 for action on Monday. We're currently at 215. Facebook, they're going to be competing with TikTok. They got their own version called Reels that is going to be starting in Instagram. That news, the market loving yesterday, from 250 to 266. We backed off a bit this morning with the markets. We're at 263. Talk about an acceleration. That's an all-time high for Facebook in a big way. Whatever happened to the Facebook boycott? Not so much, folks. Even since, look where we were in June 29th, right? Maybe that was as the story was swirling around the most. But we dipped down for 3, maybe 4 days. Other than that, we were hovering around 240, and now we're trading even 10% above that range at 265 for Facebook. Some of the other tech stocks, Twitter, 37.69 from the 20 low. You back it up to that same June 29th area. We were down at about 29, so talk about an acceleration there. Snapchat, 21.35. Not quite the same there for Snapchat as their high, 26.76. All right. Jumping around to other stocks we have with action. Zillow. We talked about this yesterday. Basil did the program at 10 o'clock for Tom. Quite a pop for Zillow this morning. Surprise profit, better than expected revenue. The digital real estate company benefiting from a rebound in the residential property market. Rates at all-time record lows, folks. Average 30-year rate yesterday, 7. We're a far cry from 7. How about 2.88 on the yield? We closed yesterday at 71 from a low of 18, and we're going to open at 81. How about that pop last night to 82.04 from under 72? We're currently looking to open at about 81.47. It's going to be a nice 14% pop on Zillow on the open for their numbers. Datadog, quarterly profit of 5 cents a share. They beat the 1 cent estimate, noted that the customers are under business pressure due to the pandemic. I would say everybody's under a little bit of pressure, right? Datadog spikes lower from 90 to 73 on their numbers last night, but pairing some of those on the conference call up to about 83 so far this morning. Stamps.com. I've been hearing a lot of commercials actually for Stamps, or maybe it was Ship Shop or whatever it is. But quarterly earnings estimates by a wide margin, $3.11 a share compared to $1.26. Mailing and shipping services benefiting from the surge in e-commerce raised its guidance for the year. STMP, this company, talk about some volatility in the last year. How about from 260 to 335? We're currently standing at about 309. And man, you put this on a daily. How about, it's not even a daily. You got to go back to the weekly to find the collapse. How about that? How about that cup formation from 285 to 32? And we're going to open at 308 this morning, folks. Pretty remarkable action on Stamps. You almost can't overstate the volatility in that stock. And if you recall, February of 2019, they come out and they are ending their deal with the U.S. Postal Service, and then woes consist. But nonetheless, just remarkable, from 32 to over 300 this morning. You're going to open on Stamps.com. Groupon, 93 cents a share for its latest quarter. The estimate was 275 a share loss. Quite a reversal. Daily Deal saw revenue nearly double, but said it would begin another round of layoffs to reduce expenses. Who's buying Groupons for all these events going on as we're in lockdown? Groupon's going to open at 22. Okay, so quite a pop from 16. We're going to open $6 higher. What's that, a 40% acceleration? Let's put it, this is a weekly we're looking at to start. So there's your pop, right, from 16 to 24. We're going to open at 22. But man, oh man, you put this on a daily, just to show you some context of where we are on this chart, even that pop, there's 22 on the chart from a fall off of 63. Their earnings 2 cycles ago, not what you want to put out, folks. From 60 down to 10. We're going to open at 22, and again, on the 3-year weekly. When Groupon first came out, I don't know about anybody else, but I was a fan, so yeah, I'll buy them, I'll use them. If places are familiar, right? If you know you're going to use something, you buy 2, you get 3 free. You buy a meal, you get some kind of discount. I ended up not using enough of them to make sense of it. I ended up being turned off by it because I had a couple that I'd never used, and I haven't bought one in years. But somehow people are buying them during COVID lockdown. All right, S&Ps. There's your weekly. Here's your daily, folks. We are within about 50 or 60 points of the all-time highs, but we've given up that pop we had on the non-farm payrolls number, 3333 right now, with about 40 minutes to go until that opening bell. Stay tuned, folks. I'll be right back in 3 minutes. See what else we have on tap for Friday trading. Come on back.
Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as,
whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and to help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step-by-step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab.
Bam!
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. We got the S&P just hanging out, negative about 10 points, right where we were before the non-farm payroll number. If you were trading any kind of volatility coming into that number, it doesn't look like you're going to get it before the opening bell. Doesn't mean we won't get some action, though, at 9:30. Stay tuned, folks. We got our man Larry Pesavento. He's coming up live next. Always exciting for the opening bell, but especially when we got non-farm payrolls and the market pretty calm. But as we know, it might just be waiting for that opening bell. We were as high as 33.47 overnight, currently trading at about 33.35. There we go. Excuse me, folks. Okay. Jumping around to gold. My camera's jumping around a little bit today. I know I look a little dark out there. We're going to get these settings correct eventually. Gold contract. How about a new high overnight of 2,089? I say overnight at about 6 p.m. Eastern time last night. We trailed off from that level, but check out the pop we've gotten since that jobs number. That is the one. 830. Gold spikes to 2,052. Not looking back. We're up $20 off of that low at 2,071. Maybe we'll see 2,100 for those gold bugs out there today. Silver up 31 cents at 28.73, made it within almost 9 pennies at $30 overnight. Crude contract negative 10 cents at 41.85. Crude getting quite a little pop as well on the numbers to 42.10, currently trading 41.85, and jumping back. S&P is just holding steady, no real action in that. The note and bond market, where are we at? We're currently still above 140 in the 10-year, basically flat, now negative 1 tick at 140.04. The 30-year negative 4 ticks at 182.04. And we'll check in on Bitcoin, hovering at around 12,000, made it to 12,085 earlier in the week. Bitcoin has had some severe volatility. Check out that pop we've had above pre-COVID levels of 10,600, down to 42.10. We got that gap higher on the 27th of July, and quite a little uptrend we got from Bitcoin. Maybe we'll see some high prices. Pretty remarkable the run it's had. You put that on the monthly when futures began trading. We're going all the way back to December of 17. Remarkable. You're talking about almost 3 years ago. The highs that we had in June of 19, 14,000. Stay tuned, folks. Non-farm payrolls Friday. See what that open yields. Larry Pesavento coming up live next. We'll be right back.